loved ones are doing as well as can be today. So today I have a day in the life and I'm going to be talking about having to wear an eye patch. And we should be making some vegan burgers. Y'all, I got these cookie cutters, which are so cute. Oh my gosh, like, I don't know if you can see, they come in a bunch of shapes, like gingerbread man and snowman, snowflake, Christmas tree, reindeer. I can't wait to make cookies with these. It's been forever since I have baked with cookie cutters, like since I was a kid. It's gonna be so exciting. Okay, so I'm gonna sit down and have a little chat with you guys to tell you what is going on with the eye patch situation here. So, got my infusion going in my backpack. So yeah, for those that don't know, I have been struggling with some serious eye issues from Sjogrens for about 2 years now. Actually, almost 3 years. In January, it'll be 3 years. And progressively, it has gotten worse and worse. And the combination of my Sjogrens with mast cell activation and severe allergies from being allergic to a lot of things like dust and mold, etc. A lot of things in the environment cause me severe allergies. So the combination has caused serious issues with my eye so here's the story. I don't produce tears in my right eye whatsoever. My ophthalmologist has run many tests on both eyes. The left eye is almost normal, but the right eye doesn't produce any tears. Now, what's weird is that's because of Sjogrens, the severe dry eye and not producing tears. For whatever reason, because I don't produce tears in my right eye, my body is trying to compensate, rather overcompensate. It's really overcompensating and it's producing too many tears now. So my eye will be severely dry, but then I'll have pooling, just pools and pools of tears coming through my eye, and it's like constant. And it's been extremely blurry, it's been painful. I have constant debris in my eye from not having the proper tears to clean it away. Most people have natural tears that their eyes are constantly using to clean the debris from the environment that's constantly getting in our eyes. We don't really notice that. It's like one of those unconscious things our body does for us, but my eye is not doing that anymore because of Sjogrens, and over the last couple of years, it's gotten progressively worse with the pain and blurriness. I think it doesn't make much sense because it's like dry like sandpaper and like painfully dry, yet at the same time, I have too much tears collecting in the corner, just pooling, instead of evenly distributing against like throughout the whole eye. So I don't know if that makes sense, but the only option for me is he talked about tear ducts, but we decided that wasn't a good idea because that's more for dry eye. That won't help the pooling, and actually that could make it worse. On top of that, it's a procedure that would have to be done every 3 months because the little plugs that they put inside of your tear ducts actually dissolve after 3 months. So you have to go back every 3 months for this sort of procedure. So we talked about that and decided that wasn't really the best route for me. So the only option right now is eye surgery, like actual surgery, which scares the heck out of me because I've had major surgeries before. You know, spine surgery, I had to learn how to re-walk all over again, and this scares me more, the thought of having surgery on my tear duct. What they would do is they would basically go in and close, like seal your tear duct shut so that so that the water doesn't accumulate and pool up. It's causing, like I said, the blurriness, the pain. It's just a lot accumulating in my right eye. It's so painful. It's like sandpaper. And the water just dripping constantly always gets worse at night because my allergies from mast cell activation get worse at night. So it just kind of compounds, and it's just honestly much worse than it sounds. I've been on support groups and I have talked to people about how this is it's a really hard symptom. Sjogrens comes with a lot of severe joint pain, severe fatigue, organ problems like rupturing, and severe complications, but this eye issue has been such an issue. It's made me lose sleep every night for the last 2 years, and it's just getting worse and worse as far as the blurriness and painfulness goes. So I've gotten to the point where I'm not seeing well from my right eye. It's basically like, it's out of order. Let's just say that. My right eye is out of order. And as much as I hate wearing this patch, this is basically a temporary fix until I can get surgery. Now, I don't really want to get surgery. I'm gonna have to mentally prepare, like really mentally prepare, like whoosah, you know what I mean? Get in the right headspace to prepare for this surgery. In the meantime, I got these pretty eye patches from Amazon, and they are really comfortable. For the last like 2 months, I've been using my mom's eye mask and just like turning it over like to the side so it's only covering my right eye. But it wasn't adjustable, and it would give me horrible headaches after hours of wearing it because it was really tight around my head. So I decided to finally cave and buy the eye patches that I've been trying not to buy. I was hoping and praying for so long that it would get better on its own. I have tried every single eye drop there is, all the steroid eye drops, antihistamine eye drops. I have tried really like the best and most expensive eye drops there are, like Restasis, all this stuff for Sjogrens. I've been on oral medications for it. Nothing helps whatsoever. I've tried creams, ointments, compresses. I do eyelid scrubs every day, and that helps a little bit with all the accumulation of the debris that gets in my eye and that like rubs up against my eyeball and just makes it hurt even more. But it's still really bad. So yeah, that's what's going on with this situation. Not so much a fan of the pirate look, but you gotta do what you gotta do, and right now this is helping me with allowing me to see a little better without the blurriness and not constantly rub my eye, which was honestly causing the skin to get really raw. And it was like, it looked like a cut because I was rubbing so much, and my ophthalmologist was seriously concerned that I was gonna dislocate my eyeball because he said since I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and I am very fragile, it's much easier for me to dislocate things, which I know because I dislocate on the regular. I'm constantly dislocating my shoulder, you know, subluxing my rib and all this stuff. So when he told me that, it scared the crap out of me because I was like, you know what, that literally could happen, and that the thought of that, just no. We're just gonna be a pirate for now. It sucks, but it is what it is. We're gonna make the best of it, and we're gonna keep on keeping on.
1, 2, 3.
My darling, I love you, 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 I l
Just ran into Anne and I feel so bad. Like, she's so quiet and she's always at her feet, so we're constantly like tripping over her. That's why I recently got her like a little bell collar, and it was so cute too, but she didn't really like, she liked it, but at one point she was like, she almost got stuck in it, like her head, like it was like around her head, not just her neck, and it made me really nervous that she was gonna like get stuck or choke or like, I don't know, it made me nervous, so I took it off. But now I'm wondering if I should put it back on, because you definitely don't want to be stepping on her. She's my little sombrina, my little shadow. Aren't you, Ian? Yeah. You're my good girl. You getting frisky?
Just what I was there for. You heard me sing a prayer for someone I really care for. Then suddenly appeared before me, the only one my heart could ever hold. I heard somebody whisper, please.
These are the vegan burgers that I'm gonna make. They're called smoky barbecue veggie burgers, but I don't make them smoky because I don't like smoky things. So I'm just gonna sub the smoked paprika for sweet paprika. And to make it gluten-free, I'm gonna sub the breadcrumbs for gluten-free oats. And this is from the Minimalist Baker cookbook. We are about to do my vegan chickpea quinoa burgers. This is my favorite burger recipe. My mom just put some Charlotte's Web hemp cream on my neck because my neck is killing me. Why do you always have to steal my chair, Ian, the second that I stand up?
You knew just what I was there for. You heard me sing a prayer for.
My mom accidentally put cayenne instead of paprika. But she put a whole like teaspoon, which would be way too much cayenne for me. But thank God she noticed, because I would be blowing fire like a dragon because I can't handle spice the way she can. It would be way too much. I only put like a little pinch of cayenne, and she put like over a teaspoon of paprika, but really cayenne. I'm so glad that you realized not paprika. We usually cook the quinoa for this recipe in vegetable broth, but because we don't have any vegetable broth, Amazon Fresh was sold out vegetable and no chicken broth, so we just cooked it in water like usual, and we're gonna add a little extra flavor, like a little more of all the spices to compensate for the lack of flavor that the vegetable broth gives the quinoa. I just like to do that for the quinoa because it adds extra flavor. Quinoa can be a little bitter on its own, in my opinion. The recipe normally doesn't call for nutritional yeast, aka nooch, but I put it, well, I'm putting it this time just to add extra flavor, again, since there's no vegetable broth. Another little substitute that I do is, instead of barbecue sauce, I use ketchup because I don't have barbecue sauce and I don't like barbecue sauce anyway. So, interesting fact, ketchup is also called ketchup in Portuguese and my mom's Brazilian. The ketchup serves kind of like an egg. It gives moisture as well as flavor, and it kind of binds everything together, so that way you don't need an egg or even like a flax egg or anything like that. Or barbecue sauce or any like kind of thick sauce would do the same job in place of ketchup or barbecue sauce if you don't have either.
Now I'm no longer alone.
That's so funny. Oh, I'm sorry, Ian. Don't jump. It's okay. Ian is going crazy over this light, this reflection on the ceiling that my mom is causing from the measuring cup. Ian, it's not real, honey. It's not a bug. So one last change that I make to these burgers is, instead of frying them in a skillet with oil like the recipe suggests, I actually bake them in the oven because it's much healthier for your heart to not use so much oil. And I usually bake them at 400 for like 10-15 minutes maximum each side, sometimes even like less than that if I'm in a hurry. I've done it for like 7 minutes and I think that worked. So yeah, that's my last substitution for this recipe. So they're almost ready. I just have to shape them into the patties now. I'm also gonna add oregano and a little pinch of onion powder for a little bit more flavor because we love a lot of flavor in our burgers and all of our food. I don't know how in the world on my chair like that. You know what? Unless I rant like I, I'm gonna have
2,000 years later.
Without a dream in my heart.
Oh, it's nice and warm from the motor. And it's sticky, so it's really easy to shape. You want me to make you one? I can make you a little one. You're gonna have some too, right? Sure. Is this a good size, or do you want me to make it smaller for you? Okay.
Without a love of my own. Without a love of my own.
You tell I like ketchup?
Without a love of my own.
ketchup everywhere. 10 out of 10. Chef's kiss. So good. Mwah. I love these burgers. That was a delicious dinner, so. It is 2 days later. I got so worn out. I did a lot. For me, that cooking was just a lot of standing up and moving, and I was filming on top of that, so my shoulders, my back, my neck are killing me today. I took a couple Toradol and that still didn't help. It's really rough, and I just wanted to point out that y'all only see a few minutes of my day, and what you don't see is me sleeping and resting and trying to recover from one little activity. For example, a bath, that will wear me out for days, and I won't even be able to get on my phone because moving my arms to wash my hair hurts me so bad. And that's the reason I had to cut my hair short recently. Shorter anyway. I cut like 10 inches off my hair because it was getting too long and too hard to manage. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out, that, you know, what you don't see is a lot of sleeping, a lot of dealing with really rough symptoms. And, you know, I try to show the good parts of my day. I try to show the highlights, the positive moments, and things like that. Things that keep me going, things that cheer me up, you know, the little joys in life. So, yeah, just wanted to mention that what you don't see is not fun. And even when you see me doing stuff, it's not often that I'm able to do a thing. But if I do a thing, you can guarantee I'm going to be spending the next few days at least in bed trying to recover. So I was not well enough to film yesterday. I was in too much pain and too weak. So I just literally spent the whole day in bed, which was so much fun. And I also had painsomnia last night. My pain was so bad I couldn't sleep. And gosh, at one point I even felt like I had to go to the ER because it was like an 8 or 9. It was really bad. And it's still pretty bad today. It's like an 8, but it's a little more manageable with meds. Although they didn't help much, but I used a combination. I used a couple Toradol, and then I used some CBD cream and some medical cannabis, which I try not to use, but I have to use it for pain and for nausea, vomiting, appetite, a lot of things. Seizures, when I have seizures, it really helps that. Please understand that it helps tremendously, it keeps me out of the hospital. So I'll do what I have to do to stay out of the hospital. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just resting and recovering from the cooking, and the burgers have been awesome. And they were basically gluten-free minus the buns. So you could definitely just have them with gluten-free buns to make them gluten-free. The oats technically weren't gluten-free, but like they say that oats, even if they're not gluten-free, are like unofficially gluten-free, but like they don't have gluten, but they could be cross-contaminated. So if you have celiacs, then yes, get gluten-free specific. But if you don't have celiacs, then it really doesn't matter because you should be okay. So that's just my advice. I do have a sensitivity to gluten, but I am not celiac. So yeah, that is basically it for today's vlog. My arm is killing me, so I'm gonna wrap this up here. I appreciate you so much for watching, and I love you to pieces. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.